Hi everyone, my name is Hannah Stovall and I am a first year occupational therapy student. And as I begin this journey, I've been reflecting on what defines my professional identity. Using the LaCourse model of professionalism, I want to share the antecedents, attributes, and consequences that are shaping me into the OT that I strive to become. Firstly, the antecedents. At Adams Camp, I supported children and adults with disabilities through movement based play and communication support. I saw firsthand how meaningful occupations can enhance regulation, independence, and joy, especially when interventions are strengths based and playful. Through shadowing and working with children with disabilities, I witnessed the power of therapeutic relationships. These experiences emphasize the importance of tailoring support to each individual's needs, abilities, and motivations, something that deeply influences how I envision myself as a future OT. Advocacy is also a core part of who I am. Participating in Pride and other social justice movements has instilled in me a commitment to equity and inclusion in every setting. As a future OT, I want to create a safe, affirming, and accessible space for every client, especially those from marginalized communities. Caring for my grandmother, or my nanny, as I used to call her, after her stroke was one of the most personal and transformative experiences I've ever had. Supporting her recovery journey taught me the emotional and functional impacts of both illness and injury, and the importance of preserving dignity, independence, and hope in the face of loss. It also gave me a deeply human lens that I bring into my professional identity. During my time at My Heroes Equine Therapy, I assisted with hippo therapy or equine assisted therapy OT sessions as an intern that used horseback riding to support children's physical and emotional development. As the intern, I saw how occupation, like horseback riding, can serve as both a therapeutic tool and a source of joy. Mentoring at risk youth through Campus Connections really showed me how consistency, active listening, and just showing up as authentically as possible can change lives. It also helped me explore evidence based strategies for trauma informed care and youth development, which really aligns with OT's holistic approach. In addition to that, organizing an accessible tree planting event with the American Sign Language Club here at CSU, serving as the community outreach coordinator, really allowed me to connect deaf culture to outdoor occupation. This taught me the importance of culturally responsive care and inclusive community programming. These experiences weren't just extracurricular for me. They really laid the foundation for who I am as an emerging OT. They represent the personal values and real world lessons that have shaped how I approach professionalism and client centered care. These experiences are really the soil my professional roots are growing from. Secondly, my attributes. In the classroom, collaborating with classmates has been more than just group work. It's been about learning to listen deeply, share responsibility, navigate different perspectives, and find common ground. These moments have helped me develop interpersonal awareness, respectful communication, and a team based mindset, which are all essential attributes in a collaborative healthcare environment. At work, supporting children through behavioral health respite care has taught me how to stay flexible, be patient, and really stay committed to client centered care, especially when faced with unexpected behaviors or emotional challenges. These real world and real time experiences have sharpened my ability to respond with empathy, use therapeutic use of self, and support occupational engagement even during difficult moments. My clients have taught me that professionalism isn't always polished, it's just often about being responsive and grounded. During observations and therapy sessions that I've shadowed, I've had the opportunity to watch seasoned OTs in action. I've seen the importance of clinical reasoning, goal oriented practice, and the subtle art of adapting interventions to fit the person, the moment, and the environment. These moments have helped me internalize the value of lifelong learning and the constant evolution that comes with professional growth. Through each of these experiences, I've been practicing the attributes of professionalism by showing up with curiosity, reflection, and the willingness to grow. It's not just about what I know already, it's about how I engage, how I adapt, and how I carry my values into every interaction. Consequences. These attributes are shaping the consequences not just for me, but for the clients, families, and communities that I will work with in the future. So, first, through studying intentionally, I'm building a strong foundation of evidence based knowledge. But more than memorizing facts, I'm really learning how to analyze, interpret, and apply information to real life situations. This academic discipline will allow me to offer informed, thoughtful care that's rooted in best practice and is adapted to each unique client. Journaling has also been a way for me to reflect not only on what I'm learning, but who I'm becoming. It helps me process ethical dilemmas, cultural dynamics, and personal reactions. So I can continually develop my emotional intelligence, my professional judgment, and my cultural humility. This habit of self reflection helps me ensure that my future practice is super client centered, trauma informed, and inclusive. Engaging with professional development materials reminds me that growth doesn't stop with just graduation. As a lifelong learner, I will continue to seek out new research, frameworks, and voices, especially from those that challenge me or represent lived experience that I do not have myself. This will help me stay accountable and responsive to the evolving needs of the people that I serve. Finally, connecting with mentors gives me insight into the reality of practice, the challenges, the creativity, and the joy that comes with being an OT. These relationships model what professional community, support, and collaboration can look like and reinforce the importance of staying grounded in both competence and compassion. Together, these efforts are shaping the kind of practitioner that I will and want to become, a thoughtful, ethically grounded, and culturally humble OT who listens before acting, collaborates before assuming, and adapts before giving up. My goal is to create a therapeutic space where every client feels seen, heard, respected, and empowered. Because at the heart of OT is the belief that everyone deserves access to a life full of meaning and participation. Finally, my cultural influences. As a member of the LGBTQ plus community myself, participating in Pride parades has always been more than just a celebration for me. It's more of a reminder of the ongoing fight for visibility, safety, and equity in this community. These experiences have taught me what it feels like to be both empowered and marginalized. As a future OT, I carry that dual awareness into my practice and strive to make therapy as safe and affirming for every identity, especially for clients who may have experienced exclusion somewhere else. My involvement with the American Sign Language Club, or the ASL Club, and deaf cultural events has also expanded how I understand access, language, and representation. Learning ASL and interacting with members of the deaf community has really deepened my appreciation for community and diversity and challenged me to be more mindful of how I show up for people whose voices are often underrepresented in healthcare. And it really pushes me to center cultural humility, not just cultural competence, to approach each person with curiosity and respect, not assumptions. Growing up around neurodivergent family members and especially walking along my grandmother's, my nanny's recovery after her stroke has given me a deep personal understanding of both the beauty and the barriers that exist in everyday life. And it's shaped how I think about independence, dignity, and the subtle ways environments can either support or hinder engagement. These experiences really fuel my drive to create inclusive and person centered therapy that reflects the complexity of every client's lived experience. Also, when I traveled to Italy to study abroad, I was exposed to new ways of living, moving, and interacting. Different rhythms of life that challenged my assumptions about what was normal. And it reminded me that occupation is deeply cultural and that as an OT, I need to consider how a client's background, traditions, and values might shape their engagement in daily life as well. This global experience really broadened my lens and reinforced the need for culturally responsive care. All of these cultural influences, my identity, my family, my advocacy, and my travels, don't just shape who I am, they shape the kind of OT that I'm becoming. Someone who leads with empathy, adapts with humility, and honors the unique identity each client brings into the therapeutic space. Professionalism isn't a destination, it's really a process. And I'm proud of how far that I've come. And as I grow into this profession, I will carry the lessons from the LaCourse model with me to always stay grounded in my values, committed to growth, and to focus on the people that I serve. Thank you so much for being a part of this reflection.